If it wasn't from my heart and something naturally come, he will never change my mind. Based off of his behaviors, he will never change my mind. And that's part of the stubbornness in me. And like, it's like, no, I seen you do. How are you going to tell me one thing and I see another?
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, you don't just say, like, now I'm going to excommunicate this person because X, Y, and Z.
No, not excommunicate.
But still, like, if he had a good idea, you're not going to follow it just because it's his?
If it was in my heart, I would. But he's not going to change. Like, you know how some people say, well, I trust you to do it. I'm just going to go, like, not think anything of it. Just because you hold somebody up with so much respect and their actions, and you're like, oh, they must be right, you know. No, I would never do that with him. Unless it was something already in my heart that I felt was right or I felt was wrong and he felt the same way about it. That's how we can be on the same page. But he would never convince me to do something because of his behavior, his actions. Right. Because they're so bizarre.
I just don't know why he came in with like all this strategy and all this. And I get it that he has a plan for how
he's gotten worse, Nikki.
Right, but that's the thing. Even with me, he doesn't even know how to communicate with me, that he's pushing me away. And I was like his only friend here.
Right.
And now, like, I'm kind of like, ugh.
Yes. He's gotten worse. And then,
and I feel,
and he leads Bella on.
In what way?
And first he calls her babe and sweetie, which he does to everyone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like a term of endearment.
Yes.
I don't think it's like sexual.
No, not at all.
Right.
But if we're working with Bella, and I know that Bella was very interested in me, and I'm calling her babe and sweetie, and I know those are trigger words for people like, ooh, he may like me, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Things like that. And he calls her.
We're dressed in cow outfits right now. That's all I gotta say. You're looking at your face being like.
I forgot.
Okay, keep going. No, I get that.
You know, and then
she's really.
And then he goes, "Let me talk to you, Bella." You know, and
he touches her.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, and he gets up close, and I don't know what they're talking about, you know, and I don't know if it's, you know, whatever it is, but. It's just, you just made a whole point of you're trying to let her down easily, but it's like you're interested, or she can take it as being interested, you know.
I really had a lot of hope that he could bring some positive, and like I said, the end result I do believe can be positive. It's just now I think he's turned off so many people.
And he offended Chris to the fullest today.
Right. And also with that, though, it's like, I know his intentions have nothing to do with wanting Bree or anything. That Chris is kind of like,
it's like
him not really understanding. Like, but yeah, now Chris can't stand him. Can't stand him at all. But the thing is that the reason why Cal said it then was because Cal thought maybe he would be seeing Bree. So that's why in terms of the timing, that was the only time, because he thought Chris might see Bree. That's why. I don't think there was anything wrong with what Cal said to Chris.
Did you hear him say it?
He said, well, Chris told me that he said that, let Bree know that she can stay at my farm if she wants, or something like that.
Along those lines, but he said, tell her I love her and she can be with me. It was more to it. He repeated it on the porch, and he came up behind. When we were all three talking, Chris came up and said, you know, and how he handled that situation. Chris was like, you know, I don't think what you just said, it was really offensive and it offended me. And Chris told her, he didn't yell at him. He said, I think that was pretty messed up how you said that. He goes, what? I mean, all I told you was, and he repeated similar to what you said, and instead of saying, oh, you know, I'm sorry I offended you, I didn't mean it like that, you know, trying to step back a minute and try to hear what he was saying. And he said, all I said was this, and like, I tell her I love her, and I'm gonna miss her, and she can stay. She can be with me anytime, or something like that.
She can stay with me anytime.
She can come stay with me or visit me. Something where they're gonna see each other again.
But I love her. He doesn't want Bree though.
No, not at all.
That's why I still don't get why anyone's mad at what he said.
No, I'm thinking in terms of it's too soon, because Chris may not. He may seem like he doesn't care, but
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. Cal has no sexual intentions with Bree. Cal
No,
has no.
I don't think so either.
Right, so that's why I still don't understand
No,
why
but
Chris is
Chris's
so
feelings
mad.
are still hurt that she's gone.
Right.
He's not ready for that, you know. Like, we'll tell her, you know, it just. So, you know, look at that there. It just looks like funny.
Is someone liking nature?
Yeah. No.
Does someone like nature?
No.
Does someone think nature's interesting in entertainment?
It looks like it's got a rain from over there. But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
No, I get it. I get that Chris is sensitive
It
right
wasn't
now.
like, oh, I know you're going to go.
Right.
I know she's leaving. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, oh, well, tell her that.
Right. That's the thing. And that's why I think he frustrates me. Cal frustrates me is because the way he says things. Like, you can say them in a way. That's how I felt like when he was telling me, like, maybe like I know that's why I came here. Like,
When he said that
it.
to me, I was thinking, or not, when he said that to you, I didn't know what the word meant. Like, find your,
Yeah.
And then you said, that's why I'm here. And so I didn't want to ask questions. But in my mind, I was thinking, well, I know it's sad. Today was a sad day, you know. And I was thinking, like, well, I'll just give her time, because sometimes people just need a little space.
Yeah.
And then it's more like, are you all right? And then find your centerpiece. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, he didn't even want to, like, check.
Yeah, like, that's why I didn't even bother you over there.
That's what I mean. It's like lack of being sensitive.
Yeah. And it's just like, how you know all this stuff, which he really does know. He knows a lot of this.
Right. That's why I'm confused. Like, you're supposed to be someone who's, like, spiritual and has done all this work, but I don't see you being a healer to anyone here.
To anyone here. And
like, even to me, and like, I feel like that's what I was looking forward to most in terms of like I was like, oh great, this is someone that can help me grow even more. But he hasn't really had finesse with that at all. Like, I feel like I'm reflecting back to him like,
why am I even, yeah. And then, like, I feel like he throws you under the bus a lot. When it comes to other people, he always, I don't want to say always, I've heard him say things when it comes to you, and when it comes to you two, he's like, that's not me, that's Nikki though. Nikki does that. That's not,
like, does what?
Like, whatever the issue, like, I don't have a problem with food, Nikki does. I didn't do that, Nikki did it. Instead of like saying, oh, or okay, or listening to anyone, automatically nothing his fault. When it's you two, it's all you, you know?
Yeah, interesting.
Or not even, she did it on accident. Or, like, you know how you, like, I find myself, if someone says something about you, I'm like, well, did you tell her that? And, or she didn't mean it like that, you must have taken it the wrong way. Bye, guys! Bye! You know, I find myself doing that. It doesn't happen much, because people don't talk to me about you, but, like, if I walk in on a conversation, which and I'll say, are you guys talking about Nikki? And they'll say, yeah, we feel, or I feel this way. And I'm like, well, did you tell her that?
You know, it's funny, no one ever comes to me about anything.
And that's what I said. And they're like, they say, oh no, I try, or they say something, and I say, then why are you guys discussing it? Like, that's the first thing I say.
No one ever comes to me, ever.
And not just you, everyone else. I always ask, well, did you tell that person that? Because that's the thing I hate. When someone's talking, she missed her man. I feel so, that guy was really waiting for her. I don't know where she was.
What man?
That, whatever the guy's name is for Bella. The guy who drove 3 hours to come see her. And disappeared. Bye, ladies. Thank you.
It probably will be, now that it's getting cold. Yeah, it's going to be. Bye,
man. But, you know, it's just... it's almost... And then with the court thing, after listening to him several times, and him repeating the same thing that he wants to prove, instead of saying, Aaron did this, he wants to prove the government thing. I was thinking, well, let's just have it, because you know what? Everyone's going to hate him. Instead of, I'm trying to help him.
He's not causing change by doing the thing he's doing.
No, and then he goes, he tried to set me up, but I already caught him. Like, I was like, he ain't setting me up.
What did he do?
He said, well, I'll compromise with you. And I was like, don't compromise with me. This is not about me. There's nothing to sit here and talk about compromise. He's like, no, I'm not saying that. If we can change, if you say that we can use this rule and apply it to Aaron, you know, this, but you have to say it first. And I was like, no, you're not setting me up. I said, I can't make any decisions for anyone. As the Chonkins, you can't make any decisions. All you do is just take all the information in. And I was telling him that, and he was like, no, but if you just say it like this, and I'm thinking to myself, this man,
oh my gosh.
This man.
This is the thing, like, why is this happening?
He said, well, I'll bring it to court, but you have to...
positive people here.
I feel like even today, maybe I'll survey people and ask, are they hungry? Or would they be hungry? And let's just... I think we should just call it a day. Between Mike, between Bree, Aaron, or Rob, they have to leave.
Like, let people have their snacks.
Just let them have...
I don't mind cooking, it's fine. It was going to be a super easy dinner anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I'm concerned about is if this yoga client comes, then it's like, then it has to be at 8.
So maybe I can cook it.
I was just going to make hummus. It was going to be hummus with...
Well, never mind. I just ate some hummus that I made. Horrible.
Well, yeah.
Horrible.
Chris made really good hummus.
But you got to do it in that blender.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that's messed up.
It's not working anymore?
It's not working anymore.
You would have thought that Cal would have had finesse with... Like, I think his idea, in terms of what I know, is a good idea. But you would have thought that he'd have finesse.
Forget about finesse. He should have had sense. There's sense not to say and do things that he's been doing.
Exactly, that's... Oh, right, finesse sounds manipulative, too. Right, I just would imagine that
he just does not have the common sense. It's like, you can't piss everyone off. And was Aaron wrong for yelling at him? Yeah, 100%. Did Cal engage in yelling back? He sure did.
Well, he was kind of talking back to him. He wasn't really yelling.
But not like... Well, Aaron wasn't like yelling, but they were going back and forth. It could have been nipped in the bud. Oh, even that. Well, Nikki said, well, it's Nikki's fault, not mine. You know what I mean?
He said what?
That it was your fault. Well, that he used the pumpkin stuff. And that's not me, that's Nikki's fault. Nikki shouldn't have told me. Instead of saying, well, something different.
There were 4 pumpkins that got mushed. I figured that would be plenty for...
Yeah, and he could have even said that. And then he's like, well, you guys burned the oatmeal. Well, Nikki can pay $14 out of her money to spend, or not 14, I don't remember the number he said. And I'm thinking, well, you were cooking with her.
Exactly.
Why are you blaming everything on... Not only that. Well, it's Nikki's turn to clean the things.
So?
Huh?
Oh, is it yoga time?
Oh, sorry. Yep, 2.